Hello everyone, I wanted to do a demo of running the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind in OpenMW. OpenMW is a free open source, modern re-implementation of the Gamebryo engine that Bethesda used when Morrowind was published in 2002. OpenMW is built completely from scratch, from the ground up. It essentially takes the original game assets from Morrowind, like the meshes, textures, audio, scripts, etc., implements them into an entirely new game engine that is not the vanilla Gamebryo engine that the game comes with when you buy it. If you're looking to play Morrowind on a modern computer with a modern operating system, I think OpenMW is probably the way to go. And notice I said modern operating system and not simply Windows 10. That's because OpenMW is cross-platform and has versions available for both Linux and macOS 10, which I think is pretty cool. I happen to be using Windows 10, so obviously that's what we're going to be working with today. The only requirement is that you own and install a copy of Morrowind so OpenMW has access to the original game assets. It does not matter where you buy the game from. It could be Steam, GOG.com, which is where I bought my copy from, or if you happen to download it for free from Bethesda.net during their recent celebration of the Elder Scrolls 25th anniversary. As long as you have a legitimate copy of Morrowind, OpenMW does not care where you bought it from. So why would you want to use OpenMW? Well, in a nutshell, since OpenMW isn't Gamebryo, it's mostly free of the bugs and problems that the Gamebryo implementation used in Morrowind had. And those problems would mostly be overall poor stability and save file bloat and corruption that would occur when you played on the same save file for an extended period of time. You can find a full list of the changes and improvements that OpenMW offers on the project website. Now, this is just going to be a simple demonstration of how Morrowind looks and runs in OpenMW. I will not show you how to install Morrowind or OpenMW itself. For information on doing that, I'll refer you to a video by Zhakaron on his YouTube channel. His video is what prompted me to give OpenMW a try. I'll post a link to it in the description below this video. I'll also post a link to the OpenMW Project page where you can download the installer and give it a try for yourself. At the time I recorded this video, the most recent stable build of OpenMW was version 0.45. Since this project is still actively being developed and updated, the version I'm using now may not be the most recent version at the time you're watching this video. So with all that housekeeping out of the way, let's jump in and get started. So this is what you see when you first launch OpenMW. You have these 5 tabs across the top. I'm only going to cover them very briefly because the video I just mentioned a moment ago goes into everything in a lot more detail. But essentially you've got, obviously play is kind of obvious there. The data files tab can be used as a mod manager. It essentially tells you what plugins you have active. I really don't have a whole lot right now, and I don't plan on it. I have the Tribunal and Blood Moon DLC because I bought the Game of the Year edition, and everything else is a collection of official plugins that Bethesda released not long after Morrowind came out. And graphics is also pretty self-explanatory. You can set up your screen resolution, vertical sync, full screen, and anti-aliasing, which is something that's really awesome. I don't believe vanilla Morrowind had anti-aliasing, so you can set that. There's some additional settings here. You can rerun the installation wizard. And advanced settings lets you make some game tweaks, such as choosing your screenshot format, some general mechanics changes. Again, the Zaric video goes into greater detail on what all these are, and I'm actually just using the settings he recommended in his video. As you guys probably know, I'm very much a noob when it comes to the Elder Scrolls series. I've barely played Skyrim, so a lot of this I don't know what it is. So I basically just followed Zaric's video and used the settings he recommended for a first-time player. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and hit the play button, and we'll go check out Morrowind in OpenMW. "2002 seems so long ago, doesn't it?" One thing I've noticed in testing this is everything loads super fast. Alright, so we have our options here, and down here you can see which version of OpenMW you're actually using. Like I said, I'm using version 0.45. so that by the time you actually watch this video, it could very well be updated to something newer. So we have options. One thing I'm not sure if it's a vanilla implementation or not, but you have an FOV slider. You have all kinds of options here. Another thing to mention is that OpenMW does have new water shaders, which we'll get a good look at part of this demo. You have some detail. You can set the view distance. There's all kinds of wonderful options here. Different than the vanilla implementation, pretty much any screen resolution is going to be supported here. So I'm on a 1920 by 1080 monitor, so that's what I'm going to use. Audio, so pretty much everything you got here, your controls. I have all my controls set up pretty much the same as I do for my Fallout games. So we are going to start a new game.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
So I'm just going to put a name here. I was actually looking at some clips from Day the Year Stood Still the other day, so we're just going to go with Gort for now.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
So we have everything set up nice, nice widescreen, and here comes the guard. One thing we can go take a look at here is that FOV slider is actually real time. You can zoom out, zoom in. It's all real time, which I think is pretty cool. Just leave it at 77 for now, I guess.
Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
All right, and I have my movement set for up, down, left, right. And all the tutorial prompts will reflect whatever you have your keys bound to. Cannot interact with any of this stuff yet. Okay, look up at the hatch and press E to open it. E activates objects and people you are looking at.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this
The sooner you leave, the sooner we can move on.
Okay, so yeah, we have highlights when you hover over something. I can't interact with any of that stuff yet. Alright, so let's head on outside. How about that load time? How about that load time? That was pretty impressive.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
Okay, so this is where they want us. Now, take a look at the wobbly mountains over there. You guys have probably seen that in Skyrim, Fallout 4, every Gamebryo engine. You probably noticed that. It's still there in Fallout 4. So, yeah, there's the water. The water shaders are vastly improved from the vanilla game. I'm actually highly impressed with the new water shaders. And just for a contrast, here's how the water looks in the Gamebryo implementation of Morrowind.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
All right, so here's the character creation. I just basically wanted to test to make sure that this works, so I've never gone actually beyond this point. Let's go with the Khajiit. And turn the head. We can, just some very basic character creation.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Okay, another thing you can do is you hit F3, you get a frame rate counter. I think everything looks pretty nice, actually, considering the age of the game. You get a frame rate counter, you hit F3 again. You get some other information, looks like draw call count, physics info. This is really good if you're actually developing. It's actually its own game engine. You could create an entire game in OpenMW. So this is all this nice development information there. I have no idea what a lot of it means. But yeah, you can actually get your frame rate, which is pretty cool. And I guess he wants us to go into this door. I love those load times. It's pretty impressive.
Ah, yes. We've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
All right, so you have the options to generate your class. I'm just gonna do the quick route. We're just gonna pick a class. I guess a Khajiit. Probably be a thief. Let's go with thief. Yeah, I have no idea what any of this stuff is. This is way over my head at this point.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Yeah, signs are completely foreign to me, so we'll go with thief. Why not?
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
So I'm gonna guess health, magicka, fatigue. I'm gonna guess is what stamina is in Skyrim. And all these traits and information here. This is pretty awesome. There's a lot of stuff here. So we'll just go with that. And so you now have a stats menu where you can always view your information. This font's a little hard for me to read. I wonder if there's a replacement font available for that. Right-clicking allows you to use your menus. When you're done with them, right-click again and close them.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
Okay. Read your papers by pressing the E while looking at them, then select Take and pick them up. Okay, so we have our release identification.
Take your papers off the table and go see Captain Gravius.
So we have our release papers. We'll take those. You now have inventory menu items. Okay, so if I have I bound for my inventory, so all your stuff is here, and I think it's pretty cool. You can drag these around to where you want them. Now, one of the options, if I can find something here. Yeah, one of the options when you configure the game in the OpenMW menu is you can set the crosshairs to turn red for something that is owned. So you kind of know whether you're stealing it or not. I don't know if that's a vanilla mechanic or not, but that was one of the options that was recommended to use, so I'm using it.
Building and talk to Gravius.
Okay, so we're supposed to go this way. You should learn how to do combat. Pick up the dagger on the table by activating it with E. Okay, so this is basically going to be the tutorial area. Another thing is that you can actually control third person. Again, I don't know if that's originally available in the Gamebryo engine, but you have third person camera control in OpenMW. You can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. It's very much similar to the more modern Bethesda games. Let's see, so we'll take the dagger, equip the dagger by dropping it onto your picture in your inventory. Okay. And another note. Don't think I've forgotten our wager. I want this dagger sharp as a scamp's claw by morning. Okay. So let's see. So weapons. Okay, so I guess that means I've equipped. Do I have a control? I thought that I had... Maybe I didn't equip it. There we go. All right, so I guess I have to, let's see. Ah, this is the one I wanted. Let's change that. Ah, that's what I wanted. I want that bound to my mouse button. This music sounds familiar after playing Skyrim. So we have all the things here that we can... There's our first book. And these items are all going to be owned, so we're just going to take a stroll down the stairs here. Sturdy arch doors. So it looks like there's a bedroll. Let's see what's through here. Oh. Let's see, you now have a map menu. It shows you the name of the place you're in and the direction you're facing. So, let's see. Alright, so there's our world map, there's the local map, and these are all different locations here. Okay. Check the barrel to your left and get the ring inside. Other left. Okay, this... Okay, this is going to take a little getting used to. It's very similar to... Oops. Oh, we have a console. Oh, nice. I didn't realize there was a console in this. Yep, we got a console. Okay, now I have a magic menu. Okay. The inventory system seems very similar to Stalker, a lot of drag and drop. Okay, press E to talk to the captain. Select topics to ask about them. Don't try persuasion on him. If you're not good at it, he will start to dislike you. Oh.
Your papers, please.
Oh, yes, sir. All right. First, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. Word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I am Celis Gravius, but my background is not important. I'm here to welcome you to Morrowind. So it looks like these are links to other topics we can discuss with him. Okay, release notifications. Let's ask him about his background. I'm Celis Gravius, Knight Errant of the Imperial Legion. Yes, you are in Morrowind. I don't know why you're here, or why you were released from prison and shipped here, but your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septim VII himself. And I don't need to know any more than that. When you leave this office, you are free. But before you go, I have instructions on your duties. Instructions from the Emperor, so pay careful attention. So, let's see, so this package came with news of your arrival. You are to take it to Kaya. I can't read these names. I'm having a really hard time reading this text. You are to take it to Caius Cassidas. I'm going to slaughter these names too. In the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Cassidas. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you and a dispersal to your name. Just say goodbye to him. Faded cloth.
You've stolen from the last time.
Oh. Uh-oh. Alright, I guess I didn't pay attention and that was stealing. Alright. Well, I'm off to a great start. I guess I didn't pay more attention to that. Press J to see your journal and review what you've been told. You probably check. Okay, I'm just going to skip that for now. Just want to run around a little bit. Just do this quick little test here to see how things look, because I've never seen this before. Now we can do third person.
What assistance do you need?
Now this is pretty cool. But yet the wobbly mountains are still a thing. So it looks like, okay, can't actually read the signs. Alright. Looks like we have all kinds of places to explore. Oh, that's trespassing. I believe that's called a silt strider.
You have something to say to me?
Let's see. We can talk to her. Alright. I guess that's probably good for a little test. I just kind of wanted to demonstrate how OpenMW works. Any of you guys who are much more familiar with Morrowind than I am will probably appreciate the graphics enhancements that it brings. Let's go check out this lighthouse, see if we can get up to the top. Yeah, looks like we get a good view of our surroundings here. That's going to do it for this short little OpenMW demo. If you guys want to try playing Morrowind, it's definitely worth a shot. One thing to mention is that the current version of OpenMW does not support shadows. That is something that they do plan on adding shadow implementation in an upcoming release. This kind of gives me the incentive to want to give Morrowind a try. That's if I can ever finish playing Skyrim. But that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.